going on YouTube? So, back with another workout today. I'm here at Dale's Gym in Costa Mesa. Today, I'm just gonna do a regular workout, but I've decided that the next video is gonna be me and Dale doing the Murph, and we've never trained. If you don't know what the Murph is, it's you run a mile, and then you do 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, and then you run another mile. And so you're doing it for time. The fun part is that we don't know anything about it, and we don't do any of those things. Dale and I are gonna do it next week. Dale's agreed.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That was a yes. So we'll show you that next time. I'm gonna go work out now, and I'll show you this workout. This is Mary getting trained by Dale, doing battle ropes, struggling. You can do it. So it's dark in here because they're trying to fix one of the lights. I don't usually foam roll, but my body's been a little bit more sore lately, getting tight from sitting at a desk all day, which is kind of funny, you know. My job is about fitness, and so trying to stretch things out. My hip flexors are pretty tight, which is a common problem if you work at a desk all day. I keep saying desk all day. Yeah, I don't normally foam roll usually because I'm just a little lazy, to be honest, and tired. And Mary always wants to rush me in and out of the gym as fast as possible, but my body's a little sore and it's getting colder. Not like cold, you know, I'm still in California. It's probably like 55 degrees, but it's cold for us. I'll probably warm up with like 5 minutes walking on the treadmill after this, but just trying to get loose and stretch out my quads. My quads are super tight. I'm also enjoying the show of Mary doing these battle ropes. I've never seen someone so unathletic. I'm just kidding. You can do it, Mary. You can do it. Oh, God. My quads are actually shaking right now in pain. Let there be a little light. Ow. Yeah, I'm just sore everywhere. This blows. Let's go. Let's do your battle ropes. Let's go.
No.
Come on. And go. Determination. Give your heart and soul. When I do some type of cardio to warm up, I'm not doing like cardio, literally just doing some movement to get the blood flowing because my body's cold. I wouldn't make the cardio too intense because again, when you're focused on body composition, achieving hypertrophy, building muscle, you know, stuff like that, you want to put the bulk of your energy into your lifts, right? And if you do intense cardio before you train, you're using some of that energy for the cardio, and so you're getting a less effective workout. So right now, I'm walking at about 3 speed, 0 incline. Probably just do this for another 4 minutes, and then I'll hit this chest and shoulder workout. I'm actually doing this fasted right now, which I don't usually recommend, but I don't know, I'm okay with it right now. Typically don't recommend training fasted, but if you gotta do it, gotta do it. You train fasted, typically you're just gonna be, not gonna have as much energy, right? Like when you eat, the food is the fuel for the workout. But if you haven't eaten, then you ain't got no fuel. You know what I'm saying? Ideally, try and eat something before you work out. I do most of the time, but sometimes I'll train fasted, especially if I had like a really big meal the night before, which I did, because yesterday we went to Disneyland and I didn't eat anything while we were there. We were there like, you know, for a while. So I had like breakfast, had my shake, and then I didn't eat until way later on. Part of the reason why I didn't eat before I trained, and also why my weight was up a little bit. You know, I ate like more than 50% of my calories in one meal before bed. So yeah, and it was really salty, but yeah. Mary's practicing her finishing move. She thinks she's...
I'm a slasher technique.
She thinks she's Mary Ackerman. One thing people gotta stop doing when they're warming up is this shit. This is not doing a goddamn thing for you. So if you're trying to warm up your external rotation, the resistance has to be opposite of what it takes to use that muscle, right? But the resistance here with the dumbbell is going down because gravity. So what's resisting this line of force? It's your bicep. So right here, you're just doing a static curl and waving your arm around. Instead, you would want to use something like this because the line of force is going this way, which is opposite of what you're trying to do. So you're actually working out and warming up what you're supposed to be. So a big question a lot of people have is like, how do you structure workouts? Like, when do I do what? Different things like that. If you have a lagging body part, I would put that at the beginning of the workout, because if you have a lagging body part, you most likely don't have a good connection with it. And if you do it later on in the workout, it's gonna be a lot tougher to make that connection when you're already pumped and you've used up a lot of your energy. And so if it's lagging, you wanna put it at the beginning so that you have the most amount of fuel, the most amount of energy, and you can focus on it the most. And then, you move on to doing like compound movements and things like that, things that are gonna have the most kind of bang for the buck. So for me, right now, I'm doing chest and shoulders. I'm gonna do reverse pec deck, so rear delt fly, because a rear delt for me is not always that great. And it's a smaller muscle group, so if I leave it until the end, usually I don't feel it as much, and then, it's gonna stay lagging. So I'm doing sets of 15 here because it is a smaller muscle group. It's hard to gauge hitting failure at a lower rep range like 8 to 10. So I like to do more reps, so I'm doing sets of 15 on this one in particular because rear delts are small. Quick tip for rear delts is you want to make sure that you keep your scapula, your shoulder blades in place, because if they're moving too much, probably not using your rear delt. So what I like to do is retract my shoulder blades, so squeeze them together, and then focus on driving my elbows out like this. So it's less about my hands, like tricep extensions embedded my elbow. So arms locked in place, focus on driving the elbows back like this, boom. You only have to get basically in line with your body. If you're going further than that, you're getting a lot of mid-back. So track shoulder blades, focus on driving elbows back, squeeze, control it on the way back down. That one's important. That's like 2 working sets, so it's 2 failure, 15, and then I had 2 warm-up sets before that, so like 4 total sets. And now I'm gonna move on to the compound. Some dumbbell flat press. I like this machine. I'm gonna do machine flat press. I do like it because I obviously train here a bunch of time, so like this. So when I'm warming up for compound movements like this, or basically the heavier movements, the way that I like to do it is I start at about 50 to 60% of what I know I can do for that rep range. So let's say, for example, it's like dumbbell flat press. I know that I could do 100 for 12 reps, and that's my goal. I would start at about 50 to 60. Basically just trying to get used to the movement, feel how I'm feeling that day, assess how strong I am, because you're not gonna be the same strength every day. I'll start at like 50 or 60 pounds, go up 10 pounds, another 10 pounds, another 10 pounds, and I'll just keep doing 12 reps until I'm about there. That's what I would do if I was more intermediate, you have an understanding of how to do the movement and all that stuff. As you get more advanced, you can gauge it a little bit better, gauging how close you will be to failure, how many reps you could do. You're pretty set on your numbers, they're very consistent. And then, I'll do maybe 50 or 60 pounds for 12 reps. I'll do 70 pounds for 12 reps. And then as I get closer to where I know I'm trying to go to hit that top set, then I'll do less reps. Maybe I'll do like 6 or 8, and just to get my body primed and used to the feeling of that heavier weight. Because you don't want to go from like 60 to 100 pounds. That would be horrible. So I use dumbbell flat press for that example for the warm-ups because it's a little bit easier numbers-wise. Like here, I started with 1 plate, 2 plate. I know I can do close to 3 plates probably. It's been a while since I did this machine, so I just wanted to start a little bit lower. And obviously for numbers' sake, it just makes more sense to go by plate. But in a different scenario, like dumbbell press, I would start at like 50, 60% of what you can do, and then build up from there.
What's kind of harder? She came to us before. She was the man's
Because because I didn't charge my mic. So this thing is gonna die soon. But I got another microphone, so. Heavy. Yeah, so I think 3 plates is probably gonna be pretty good. This is gonna be my working set. I'll do 1 working set here because this is the 2nd time I'm touching chest this week. And then I'll do a back off set. So I'll lighten the weight and I'll get more reps in. But this is probably gonna be my top set. So I'll go to failure. I might be able to get 12, I might be able to get more. I'm just gonna go until I literally can't anymore. Yeah, I don't wanna go too crazy, especially on my 2nd day where I'm hitting chest in the week, because my chest, from experience, does not recover that well. Chest is probably the best muscle group that I had when I was competing. And I used to hit it a lot. I used to hit it 2 times a week, balls to the wall. And over time, just sitting at a desk, my posture got worse, you know. As my chest was recovering from the workouts, I would be more and more slumped over. So now it's kind of taken my body out of position, and it's just been harder to recover from and get back. Not trying to go too crazy. Understanding your body is important. Also, on another note, I'm totally running out of things to listen to in the gym. I don't look up music anymore. So right now I'm listening to the soundtrack of a show. Ooh. So obviously, died out there. You gotta learn how to push yourself to the point to where you're reaching that kind of failure. Most people give up as soon as the bar starts to slow down. As soon as the bar starts to slow down, those are the money reps. That's when you're getting the most out of that set. So you gotta push through. Obviously safety, you know, you gotta know proper form and everything. You also have to be able to take your body to a point of failure to where you can't do anymore. Like you physically can't do anymore or your form breaks down. I knew because I was pushing and it wouldn't move at all. And I didn't give up for a few seconds, but that's how you know if you're hitting failure. For my 2nd chest movement, I'm doing cable flies. So when you're setting this up, you want this to be right about mid-chest. I like doing it seated because you can be braced on this. You're not limited by core strength and rocking back and forth. And you can really isolate your chest. So that's what we're doing here. I'll do 2 or 3 sets here, kind of depending on how I feel. I'm gonna go up my weight. That was pretty easy. Shoulders out of place. So one thing you can do if you have a hard time with your shoulder blades and positioning your chest up is put a foam roller behind your back. It'll go right where your spine is and your shoulders can wrap around. It'll also give you a better range of motion, give you more chance to stretch, so you're not limited by the bench. That felt good. We'll do one more here.
on me. This is the hotel, the beat is on free.
watching these and you're like, these are some pretty basic movements. Working out is pretty basic. There's bread and butter movements. You don't have to get super fancy with it. You gotta find movements that fit your body, that you could do well. You could isolate the muscle, really contract it. And you gotta progress at it. You gotta be able to get better at isolating it. You gotta get better at using more weight or doing more reps. It has to be increasing somehow. And that's how you're gonna grow, not by doing all these random new fancy workouts and shit. Slightly fancy movement just right now. So this is gonna be a fancy cable lateral raise, but we're gonna be lying down to avoid any momentum, any swinging. And also, I like it because I get the feedback from the bench on if my shoulder blades are moving too much or not. So I'm gonna use the D handles, and I'm gonna move the handle to the side, put it on the back of my hand so I can use it like a cuff, so I don't have to use my grip. You should always do warm-up sets. At least one per movement, because you want to feel out the movement that day. It might feel a little bit different. You know, you might be a little bit tight in some area. It might be harder to get into position. You have to be able to recognize that before you just jump into straight to a heavy weight. And also you got to assess how strong you are. You're not going to be the same strength every day, especially as you're getting towards the end of the workout. Maybe you went crazy hard at the beginning of the workout and now you're pretty taxed. So you got to know these things, avoid injury, and make sure that you're being effective and intentional with your training.
Gabby says come to her CrossFit gym for the Murph.
Pass. See? So that's the workout. I'm just waiting for Mary. She's just taking her sweet time. I was supposed to be working and then she asked me to come and then I ended up driving her so she could work. Yeah, comment down below. What time do you think Dale's gonna get on the Murph and what time do you think I'm gonna get on the Murph? I'm saying like at least an hour for me.
There's a hospital half a mile that way. If we run there and back, it's a mile.
Oh, if we run to the Spittle?
What'd you say?
The Spittle? If we run to the hospital for the second mile of the Murph, I'm probably not coming back.
How many miles are there?
2.
You said 1.
No, I said 1 in the beginning, then you do all of the stuff, and then 1 at the end.
Bro, I heard 1 mile.
Yeah, 1 mile twice. Yeah, but that was the chest and shoulder workout for today. I only did like 5 movements. That's all you gotta do, you know? As long as you can train to failure, you'd be pretty solid. Mary's still just taking her time. Any day now, princess.
All right, let's talk about the flyers.
Mary's the type to tell you to hurry up and then not be ready when you're ready. So Mary and I have a tradition of getting 1 Disney ornament per year. Why? I don't know, but it's our tradition. So this is the one we got yesterday for this year. It looks cool, you know, Mickey and Goofy just sledding down. Oh, and who's that?
So this is a 2023 ornament. Where does it go?
I don't know. That one is 2022. That one is 2021. So we only have 3 because we've only had Christmas trees for the last 3 years. Here it is.